Howdy, I'm going to show you how to apply for the Pete Schenkel Scholarship. First things first, you'll head to bigtex.com/scholarship and it will take you to this landing page. From there, you're going to scroll down and you'll click the first button you see, Apply for a New Scholarship. That will take you to our portal where you'll complete your application. You'll want to click the Sign Up button to create a new account. I'll go ahead and do that. Create a password that you can remember, but you can always reset it if you need. And then click Sign Up. So that will take us to the home page, and the first thing you'll do is create a profile to get started. You're first prompted to answer this question. One of our requirements is that you plan to attend a Texas college, university, or trade school. If the answer is yes, you already know that for sure, go ahead and click yes. If the answer is no, select that, but understand that you will then be prompted to exit the application because you're no longer eligible for the scholarship. Now, if you're not sure where you're attending college yet, that's okay. If you're considering at least one Texas school, go ahead and select yes, and you can decide later. Now we'll be prompted to answer these general questions like name, phone number, email address, home address. I'll go ahead and enter the fair. County, which is a drop-down menu. State, zip code, gender, race, Hispanic origin, and birthday. Okay, so now that we've completed that, we'll create our profile, and don't worry, you can go back and change this information at any time. Then we're brought here. We'll click the Get Started card. And now you see both the application and the letter of recommendation. So let's start with application. Click Open. And we're brought to all of this information. Here's a reminder for all the different scholarships that we offer, and you can see the criteria for those. Right now, we're applying for the Big Tex Pete Schenkel Scholarship. So the first question, I will select Pete Schenkel, D-I-S-T. Now it's going to ask me which high school I attend. And as a reminder, these are the schools that are eligible. So if you select none of the above, you will be prompted to exit the application. So I'm going to go ahead and select James Madison. And now I'm prompted to enter an essay for 300 words or less. So you can either type that in this box directly, or if you want to work on that outside of the application, you're welcome to use a Word document, type your essay out, edit it, have teachers or counselors review it, and then copy and paste it into the application here. You do not have to complete this application in one setting, so you're welcome to just type placeholder. And then you can come down here to click Save Draft before ever marking it as complete. Always be sure to click Save as Draft though, so you don't lose any of your work. Okay, so now that there's that, I'm going to enter my cumulative GPA. You can either use your weighted or unweighted from your transcript, whichever is going to represent you best. So let's say I have a weighted GPA that's actually a 4.1. So I'm going to use that. Total number of students in my graduating class, there's 100. And my rank, let's say, is 46. Okay, so now we need to upload a copy of our transcript. So we'll select a file. This should be a PDF document. Okay, so we'll just insert that document. High school name again, James Madison High School. High school phone number. I'm just going to type my phone number again, but you can Google this. High school principal's name. You should know this, but I'm going to put my own name. And now college information. So go ahead and select your top choice of Texas college. I'm going to say mine is Blinn. And have you been accepted to this college or university yet? Either way, it's okay, but I'm going to say I have not been accepted yet. What is your intended major or field of study? This is a drop-down menu. If you don't see the exact major you're considering, that's okay, just pick the closest thing. So I'm gonna say biology. Okay, now we're getting to the household information. You'll wanna be sure that you've already completed your FAFSA report. Once you have that student aid report, it's much easier to refer to answer these questions. So on your student aid report, you'll have a number that will be your EFC, your expected family contribution. This could be anything from 0 to a random number like 7,462. So we'll go ahead and type that in there. And now it's asking for our parent or guardian. You can select up to 2. I'm going to say mother. But if I were to select an additional, then I would just hold down the control button and then I could select stepfather. I'm going to go ahead and just select mother. And then the next question is parent or guardian 1 occupation. So for these two, you can type in your parent or guardian's jobs, or if they're unemployed, or if they don't work for whatever reason, or if you have special circumstances and you don't have one of those parent or guardians, you can leave these blank. They're not required. I'll go ahead and fill in teacher, and I'm going to leave the parent or guardian 2 blank. Now, total number of dependents reliant on your parent or guardian. There's help text down here to help explain this, but you can simply ask your parent or guardian how many dependents they claim on their taxes. This could be the amount of siblings you have. Say you have 2 younger siblings, then it might be your 2 younger siblings and yourself. Do not include your parents in this number. So if in that particular example, that would be 3. So it would be me and my 2 younger siblings. Now you're going to upload a copy of your FAFSA student aid report. This you'll be able to download in PDF form. If you need help, ask your counselor or one of your teachers. They should be able to help you with that. I'm going to go ahead and just upload another PDF. Next will be your SAT scores or your ACT scores. This year, the Big Tex Scholarship Program has implemented a test optional policy in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. We understand that it has been a challenge for students to access these tests. So if you were unable to take the SAT or ACT, or your college did not require you to do so, then you don't need to upload your test scores here. However, if you did take the SAT or ACT and you would like to upload your scores, you're welcome to do so. Just know that these test scores will not be included in our formal scoring process. They will just be used as a way to learn more about your overall academic performance. So I'm not going to upload anything here. Okay, now you have this text block where you're able to enter any awards you may have received, involvement in activities, or volunteering. So this is a great opportunity to just tell what you do in your free time. If you want, you can also list part-time jobs here. It's really your opportunity to tell what you do outside of schoolwork. So I'm just going to put a placeholder here, and I'm going to work on that later. Next question, please list any other scholarships you won or the amount you will receive. So if you don't have anything, you can go ahead and put in A here. If you know you already have some scholarships, let's say I have the best student scholarship. I'm going to go ahead and list that. It's $1,000 per semester. Let's say I also got the awesome leadership scholarship. That one we're going to say is $10,000 total. But that's just an example of how you could break down the different scholarships you have already received. Now, employment information. So if you have a resume already created, you're welcome to upload that here. If you don't, then just click no. And then you can enter your other work experience. So either way, that will work. Okay, so now we've completed all of the questions on this application, and we're going to mark it as complete. Okay, so now you'll see it has changed from action required to complete in green. If you would like, you can click edit, and you can go back and switch something. So let's say that my GPA has actually changed, and now it's 4.18. So I changed that, and I'm going to make sure that I click Save Changes. so that that is now updated. You can always come back and make any changes before the deadline, which is February 1st of next year, 2021. Now, letter of recommendation. So let's go ahead and open that. You're allowed to make 1 or 2 requests. So let's start a new request. Salutation, so that would be Mrs., for example. I'm going to send one to my boss, Carissa. Okay, so now that we've got her name in there, we're going to enter her email. Relationship, I'm going to say she's my supervisor. Now this can be, as you notice, anyone, counselor, a supervisor, a teacher, a relative, a mentor, really whoever you think knows you best and can write the best letter of recommendation. So she has known me for about 4 years. Organization, Fair of Texas, her title, Senior Vice President of Public Relations. Okay, so then I'm going to say, hi, Carissa. I am applying for the Big Tex Scholarship Program. Would you be so kind to recommend me for this opportunity? Thank you so much. Okay, so now I have listed that, and I'm going to either click save. If I don't have all this information yet, maybe you need to go back and find his or her email, then you can just hit save. But once you're ready to send it, then hit send. I'm going to go ahead and save mine as a draft. Looks like that has been saved now. So I'm going to close out, and it shows that I have Carissa in here as a draft now. So that will automatically email her once I've clicked send, and then she'll be able to create her own account to log in and upload a letter of recommendation on my behalf. So now anytime we want to go back to the main page, just click that button, Big Tex Scholarship Program in the corner, and you'll always see this card. You can click application, and then it will take you back to always see what status you're at for everything. So your application is complete, but this still needs action required. Once we send it, then it will change. And once it's submitted, it will say complete just as it does up here. So you can always come back to check that out. And that's it. We try and make this application as seamless as possible, but you're always welcome to email us at scholarships@bigtex.com if you have any questions or issues that you come across when you're completing the application. Remember, the deadline is February 1st, and we hope that you'll apply.